Good.
Welcome back.
Okay. Before we get into this, we're gonna watch Stoopzz vid. Okay. Now, I actually watched Stoopzz play Blue Protocol, and it was just comedy. I'm not gonna lie, it was fucking comedy. It was honestly fucking hilarious. But I'm actually very interested in what he has to say. He says the MMO that made me quit Lost Ark. Ooh, that's good. That is actually peak. That's a nice one. That's good. All right, let's get into it.
Back to another MMORPG that respects your time. I'm kidding. I'm not going to ever do that clickbait title again. But to be honest, I'm not quite sure what title I'm going to use for this video, but I think I put together a solid video.
This is going to be good. This is going to be good.
I don't want to make this video too long though, so I'll try to go over everything the best that I can for you young Zoomers out there. Blue Protocol is a Japanese anime-inspired MMORPG that is expected to be released sometime this year. I recently got access to the JP network test because I have a totally real, super hot girlfriend living in Japan that let me use her account. Now, before you completely discount this game as another weeb game,
I mean, she kind of bad though. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, I mean, it kind of is that, but I actually feel that Blue Protocol will be a pretty decent MMORPG release in 2023. It does have some flaws that I'll discuss in this video, but also contains some elements that left me wishing the beta wasn't over and excited for the Western launch.
Now click the bounce. Okay. Hey, the game
I'm kidding, not that, but we'll touch more on that. Okay, right out the gate, this game is visually stunning. I mean, visuals are always subjective. And for a game running on Unreal Engine 4, the stylized graphics made exploring and just chilling out in the world truly an experience. I think most people who you ask who have played this game will share a similar take. That paired with the music makes your journey through the game so immersive that, I mean, it's pretty easy to overlook some of the flaws that currently exist in the game. The attention to detail in certain areas of the game,
some good stuff so far.
I just found myself exploring the city, and I never do that type of shit. I mean, I would legit just stare at my character.
Some W stuff so far.
Not like that, but I would just catch myself staring at the screen with my character looking off into the sunset.
You got some decent clips in here.
No, the fucking pig! No! This fucking doggo! You son of a bitch! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh no! Even brought on award-winning Japanese composer.
Dude, this guy's funny as hell. Attack on Titan.
Work on Attack on Titan.
Kami Kill.
One Piece, and other animated shows.
Not a Kami Kill, I meant.
It's actually damn good. Even some of the early boss fights that aren't necessarily anything to write home about felt like an epic encounter because the music was so well done.
Nice.
Now, in my experience, the polish of the game was pretty good overall. I know some people had poor performance in the cities, but I guess it can just depend on your PC. So take this with a grain of salt, but for me, even in a jam-packed city during peak hours for a network test, I had good performance. I mean, it was miles better than a lot of other games I've played in the past. The movement, the combat, the interaction with the NPCs, I mean,
this is peak. This is good stuff.
Like a beta for most of it, and
this
that's
is good stuff
for a new MMO release nowadays. There were some weird graphical bugs, but I could count them on one hand. I also wanted to discuss the social systems in this game because I think they did a pretty good job there. There are many cool interactions that you can have with other players through various emote-like features. You can hold hands with what will most likely be a dude while roaming throughout the town, challenge other players to a game of rock, paper, scissors to settle some cringy internet online beef over which anime is best, and dance parties that will auto-sync when nearby other players. Additionally, there's a pretty solid dependency for other players within the game. Nearby players are able to resurrect down players for a limited amount of time, and there's these world challenge events that frequently take place, which honestly aren't the best experience. It's like this elite mob, but it has a ton of HP, and I definitely think the scaling on those mobs need to be revisited. You will need a lot of people in order to clear it. We also had access to this world boss encounter where you needed 30 people. It was an instance encounter, but you fought this giant lizard monster, and the overall cinematics and visuals were pretty impressive for an early zone. Essentially, when playing Blue Protocol, you'll find that surviving out within the world and completing dungeons and quests is much easier in a group. However, I will say in some cases, it does take away a bit of the fun and challenge in most scenarios, so I thought it was nice that you can do much of the content solo rather than always needing a group. Alright, let's talk about combat. You know, my roommate had played BP a few years back and told me the combat was complete ass. So I wondered if people thought about combat was going to be, well, a huge disappointment.
But when they updated the combat,
it was a pleasant surprise. It must have changed a lot over the past couple of years. I mean, coming from Lost Ark and even dabbling in BDO, combat is something that is kind of make it or break it for me. I even had a hard time playing World of
I
Warcraft.
mean,
Nowadays,
combat in general is make it or break it for pretty much every game. I mean, let's be honest. Would you play an MMO that's combat's bad? I don't think so. Besides WoW, I don't think so. You know, combat is everything.
because the combat just feels
Wow.
Nice, really good. Dude, I'm actually destroying this guy.
But the combat
Wow.
in Blue Protocol, depending on the class you choose, is pretty damn good. The game features an action combat system with stagger and super
WoW players,
armor-based
bro.
mechanics. It's snappy, responsive, and does an excellent job with the dodge and
With a
evade
game
system.
like that,
The
no
interactions
wonder
with
the
stamina
hairline starts to
system paired with
recede,
mobs
bro.
dealing actual damage feels very rewarding. There's no passive health regen.
Look at
and
Asmongold,
potions are
man.
pretty expensive to craft, making the importance
Jesus.
of avoiding damage and the opportunity to heal
Jesus.
meaningful. However, there is one caveat.
Oh,
The
shit.
combat
I'm sorry,
can
Asmon. I'm
feel
sorry.
A little poop if you're the one.
Oh
not taking part in
shit.
it.
I'm
Now,
sorry.
what do I mean by that?
I'm sorry.
Well, using your movement to evade attacks is part of
Oh,
the gameplay,
God.
and rotating in
I
your
hope he doesn't
movement,
see that.
basic attacks, and certain skills allows you to cycle through the combat in a way that just feels great.
Oh
But
man.
if you're just sitting in the back, teeing off on an enemy that has a lot of HP, it can begin to feel somewhat auto attack spammy. Now, this could be fixed by adjusting the
I
damage
feel like-
on ranged
okay.
auto attacks and skills.
I feel like he's talking about the auto attack spammy. I think that's because a lot of people were talking about how like the skills, some of the cooldowns were a bit long. So it kind of felt like a lot of the time you just ended up like left, right click, you know, stuff like that. And that's pretty much auto attack, right? You know, like, but it depends. It depends on skills, you know, if you're using skills that take a long time or you're using skills that are kind of short, you know. But in my opinion, I think the combat BP regardless just looks amazing. It is amazing. Peak. Perfect.
While also reducing their active skill cooldowns to create something that's a bit more interactive. They also do have an interesting elemental synergy system, allowing for crowd control and burst windows.
Bursto
That's pretty
effects.
cool, I guess, but I'll leave that to the developers to figure out. I just play games, I don't design them. Overall, my friends and I were pretty taken back by how fun the combat was in a lot of scenarios. All right, with that being said, that's enough sucking this game off for the video.
All
Let's
right.
talk about the things that need some improvement. Are you
All right. Wow.
okay? Just hanging out in the town,
Right.
but naked. The progression in Blue Protocol is, well, it feels
You have no
at least
shoes.
very slow. And to be honest, it's
It's
not
worse than butt
necessarily
naked.
a bad thing. The flow of the game actually
socks?
reminded me a lot of Vanilla WoW, with the leveling feeling like a larger aspect of the game, and it wasn't necessarily quote-unquote easy by
jitters.
any means. The problem is the adventure board. The adventure board is essentially how you'll progress your character in the early stages.
Okay.
And outside of the weapon crafting,
I can already
which is your
tell-
main source
I can already tell he's gonna have problems with the there's gonna be like RNG, right? The RNG with the God, what is it called? Not harvesting, but gathering. Because when it came to the boards, you had to like gather certain stuff or you had to kill certain things and stuff like that. And I already know people were not not happy about that. So
of item level, you will progress your character
see.
through this Imagine system. Think of these as like trinkets or accessories,
Mm-hmm.
and you will need these accessories to acquire that item level in order to progress through the game and the main story quest. When you're trying to progress this adventure board, a lot of the missions can feel quite repetitive. You'll be asked to gather certain rocks in the world or slay and collect X amount of mobs for a certain type of goblin fur. And this isn't necessarily out of the ordinary for an MMORPG.
Oh,
but the
man.
drop
Big
rates on
number.
some of these
Big
items are
number.
insanely low.
Jesus.
You could be grinding in the area for quite some time before seeing any type of progression. And again, the variety of these quests are pretty lackluster.
Oh my God, it's
almost
Canon.
reminiscent
Oh
of
my
the
God,
New
it's
World's
Canon.
Original town board quests.
he's using
I know my
Canon
friend
gameplay
Canon
right now.
was
Oh my
very
God.
annoyed over the drop rates and
Oh
this
my
part of the
God.
progression. And because of this, your character feels
Oh
like it's
my
not
God,
growing
it's
in terms of
Canon.
item level for quite some time, which doesn't feel great. This also affects your overall leveling speed because you aren't able to turn in these quests, which are responsible for a large portion of experience. In fact, oftentimes you'd find yourself surrounded by overleveled mobs in effort to complete some of these adventure board quests. Look at him, look at this. I want you guys to see it's not just me on this side. Why are you attacking me? I don't even understand. I'm not even attacking you.
No, this guy got fucked up by the boards
make it-
quite a bit.
make it- ah!
Quite a bit.
These pigs are
Canon
over.
saved me in
Yo,
Lost
he fell
Ark.
off the cliff.
I can't blame him.
And to
Hey
be
man,
honest,
listen,
I
I'm
think a lot of
gonna
the
say this
enjoyment
right now, and this
progression was heavily
has nothing to do with this video. All right, I don't think Canon is a bad gamer. I don't think he's a bad streamer. I don't think he's a bad streamer. It's just like that YouTube video. It just didn't hit home with me. You know, it made me mad because it made me feel like I just don't understand what the problem is. And I don't want to get too deep into it because it's whatever. I actually enjoyed watching Ken on stream. Okay, I don't think he's a bad guy. He's chill. He's funny. He hangs out with his chat. He seems like a good person, you know. But I can't. I don't know, man. I don't know.
affected by this adventure board variety and overall drop rates. Slow progression
I don't
is
know.
great, but only up to a certain extent. There's definitely a happy medium there. Now, these complaints from players over the network test weekend were so apparent that the developers have responded to these complaints, stating that they're going to address a lot of these concerns and drop rates before.
And that's why they're the GOAT. That's why they're the GOAT. Immediate clap back, easy, ready. They like, yo, okay, so here's the problem. These are the problems. All right, we're gonna fix the problems. All right, problems are fixed. Let's go.
For the actual release, separating issues that must be resolved before release and other concerns that can be fixed within a future update. It's great to hear the
Giga
devs
chats,
chime in
bro,
on these
the three
topics, and
gods.
judging by the community reception, it does seem that a lot of the player base feel the developers are listening to player concerns. I do hope that they can iron out these issues before the game is released in the West, because they were pretty apparent. Another concern was the map and the world of the game.
Loading screens.
Earlier, the world in Blue Protocol is amazing. It makes you want to like the
loading
game
screens,
so much
so
just because of how fun it is to
is that
spend your
really
time
a
in
problem
it.
though?
However, a lot of the experience can be hindered by the loading screens. Blue Protocol
Okay.
is not an open world MMO.
I can understand why people would have a problem with, why some would have a problem with loading screens, because it kind of takes away from the immersion. I understand that. But you know, I don't know. In my opinion, it's not that big of a deal, bro. When I'm playing a game as good as Blue Protocol, a couple seconds in a loading screen, all right.
It has a lot of loading screens similar to Final Fantasy XIV. However, my main concern with the game is that the loading screens in some of the areas are not done as eloquently as Final Fantasy XIV. There are clear lines within the zone that almost scale across the entire zone, and if you pass that line, you're going to hit a loading screen. Now, some of them are done via entering a city or a tunnel, but a few of these lines are just so blatant that it does actually take away from the immersion of the game.
Yeah,
sometimes
immersion.
I caught myself unconsciously trying to avoid crossing over one of these lines when doing a quest, because I just didn't want to hit a loading screen. And unlike the other topic, I'm not quite sure if this is something they'll be able to fix, as it seems more baked into the design of the game.
Okay, the thing is, okay, so here's the thing. That's valid. That's valid. That's very valid. I can understand that. But here's the thing, when it comes down to it, it's like instance based, right? Like, say you're in the field, and everyone probably already knows this, but if you're in the field, you're in a server. That's a server. You're in somewhere, right? But someone else who's literally not even, it looks like if they cross the line, they're right next to you, right? But now they're in a completely different server. You know, they're in a completely different world right now. You know, you get what I'm saying?
Although
you
loading
like,
screens can
you know, you
improve the
need that
performance
loading
of the
screen.
game, it does kind of make me a little sad.
And
Now, I
the
know a lot-
fact that the loading screens are very like short, like the loading screens aren't that long, you know? And think about it like this. The graphics that you're about to, like, when you get over there, the graphics that you see, the whole entire environment that they're creating, I don't feel like that'd be easy to create, like, without a loading screen. I think you want a loading screen there instead of not having it. And maybe there's some places where they could take out the border and make it easier to transition and keep the immersion. But at the same time, like, you really got to take into thought, like, holy crap, look at the game I'm playing. Like, it's insane. It's insane, you know? Like, the graphics, everything, the environment, like, just being in the area for long enough, you will fully immerse yourself until you hit the loading screen. They'll be like, oh my God. But you know, I understand. It's
A lot
valid.
of people will have concerns about the monetization of any Eastern MMO hitting the West, and rightfully so. The developers have
Valid.
said they don't want the game to be paid
Other
to win in
couple loading
multiple
screens
interviews
and lag,
are
yeah.
looking to monetize the game through cosmetics, but there are some elements within the cash shop that can be considered pay to win or
Yeah,
pay to
here
progress
we
by
go.
players. There are scrolls in the game that will give you extra loot at the end of a dungeon, and we have been told that you
Good
can't
stuff.
earn them by just playing the game.
Good
But
stuff.
it does look like they plan to have them in the cash shop. And although the use of these scrolls are capped, they essentially save you the time from running an extra dungeon for additional materials to craft your weapon. There's also the potential to remove plugins, or in other words, gems, from your weapon for future use. These have also been hinted at being placed in the cash shop.
Oh
Whether
my
you can
God.
earn those by playing the game, who knows? But that is, in a lot of players' eyes, a pay-to-win like feature.
Okay, like I'm not gonna lie, everything he's saying, no, I don't have any problems with what he's saying, but it's like this is just goes for like the Blue Protocol content creators so far, or the MMO content creators so far, who make these videos complaining about the little bits of pay to win that they've heard about and haven't even experienced yet, but they're like, oh well, this is just gonna be in the game. Half of these guys haven't even actually talked about what's really gonna be in the game. Like they haven't even seen leaks. They haven't even like actually like dug in there. There's literally going to be books that you can buy, or they're going to be rare drops. We don't know, but probably buy, that will literally give you 100k XP. And mind you, that max level you're going to need, like max level, like 60s, you're going to need like 1 million. Okay. But I'm just saying, like, people are complaining about like some small shit. When it comes down to a free to play game, they got to get their money somehow. And trust me when I say it, they're gonna get it out of me. They're gonna get it out of me. All right, they're gonna take my money, not for the levels, but the cosmetics. Because goddamn, that shit is amazing.
Now, I know a lot of people that are really excited about Blue Protocol will try to defend the monetization, saying that these things are earnable or it's a free-to-play game, but you just have to remember that everyone has
That's
a
literally
different
me.
tolerance towards monetization,
Yep.
so there's no point in really arguing about it in the comments.
Facts.
We'll just have to see how Bandai Namco and Amazon approach it for the Western release.
Good
the
job.
last thing I wanted to discuss is the importance of horizontal-like progression. In Blue Protocol, they have a pretty neat fishing system. It's actually very interactive, and there seems to be a wide variety of fish that you can catch, as well as different size fish for personal records. Come on! Come on, fish! What the fuck? There's no way, man! That thing is small as shit, man! Are you crazy? Now, from what I understand, they are planning to add more systems like this, but I don't believe any other were present during the beta. Personally, I think horizontal progression systems, like fishing, are equally important, and although not everyone will agree, I think an MMORPG
It's
is
not a
more than
real
just about
MMO
pure
without
progression.
fishing.
It's about finding activities to keep
Let's
you
be
in
real.
the world, and that is where I think this game
It's
can
not a real
excel.
MMO
Having
without
something
fishing.
that you can use to break up the cycle of questing or forming dungeons with other players roaming around is truly what makes an MMO a unique experience amongst other
100%.
genres. Whether
Fishing,
it be cooking
exactly.
or playing music, casual progression systems like this, I think, are awfully
Huge.
undervalued.
Massive.
There were so many other things that I wanted to cover in this video, but I'd rather just save them for the Western beta. Overall, I really enjoyed my time playing Blue Protocol. I had so many fun experiences in the short amount of time
This
that
is
I played
wholesome.
it, and I honestly felt pretty sad when the test was over.
This
like
is
many
wholesome.
people, I got hit with the 102 error code, and I tried my best to give you a pros and cons first impression. The game definitely has some work to do in certain areas, but it does seem to be backed by a team that is open to player feedback. And I think the game being released in JP before coming to the West will allow for some extra needed development time. Like almost every single MMO I've ever played, the best product usually isn't the one at launch. So I think a little bit of extra time and feedback will do the game some good, especially in today's age, as the launch can be make it or break it for many. With that being said, I personally believe a lot of people take MMORPGs way too seriously nowadays and forget what they're all about. In my opinion, a much healthier approach to the genre is just to focus on having fun, exploring the world while you're playing, and then when you stop having fun, well, you just stop playing. Especially if it's free to play. And who knows?
Alright,
You
I'll
may
let you
even find that
finish.
special friend
I'll let you
along the way. I'll see you all in the next one. Take care.
Oh man, that gee, what is all this? Jesus Christ, what is all that? Oh goddamn.
Welcome back.
That was wholesome. I'm not gonna lie, I really enjoyed this video. This is a good video. This video was actually pretty good. This was fire. This was a fire video. I'm gonna go ahead and sub to Stoopzz as well. I like it. I like it a lot. Honestly, I didn't have anything really really to say about this one. This is just a good video. I liked it a lot. I will say though, he kind of said something towards the end where it was kind of like along the lines of, it's just meant to have fun, you know? Like people take MMOs way too seriously nowadays. Take MMOs too seriously? Take gaming too seriously. And I say that as a person who's going to take this game very seriously. I can't wait. But yeah, W video, very wholesome. I feel good now. I feel happy after this one. So yeah, definitely go and check this out. Awesome content. This guy's super funny on Twitch, by the way. His Twitch is fucking hilarious. But yeah, guys, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching. If you made it to the end, make sure to like and sub. Peace.